Okay, let's search by call number. And so what we're going to do is go to repository search. And from the repository search, if you select all titles, one of the options here is LC call number. When you put in the call number, you need to take out the publication date, and you also need to take out the cutter, because Alma only searches for the call number in the 050 field, which is the LC call number, and it only searches on subfield A, not subfield B, which contains the cutter and the publication date. So if you remove both of those and click Go, you'll be able to search either the institution zone or the network zone. And when you're searching in the network zone, you'll notice that in your results page that you do not see the call number listed here. The ones that are held by Gordon are going to say held by my institution, and they'll have a temple icon. And if we click on that icon and go back to the institution zone, you'll see it gives you the entire call number, including the cutter and the publication date. If you click on Edit Record, you'll see that it's only searching subfield A in the LC call number field 050. It doesn't search the local created call number in the 090 field, and you see that sometimes the locally created call number is different than the LC assigned call number. And again, you'll see that it's not searching subfield B. One of the things you can do if you're in the MD editor is you can open up a shelf listing, and you can browse the call numbers. And the way to do that, if you wanted to browse by the LC assigned call number, is to highlight the 050 field and then click Alt-C on your keyboard. And this is going to open up your shelf list, and this will be in a frame to the right of your bib record. And underneath the call number right here, you'll see that you've got a right arrow and a left arrow, and you can navigate page by page through the shelf list. And this is displaying the holdings record. So it's only grabbing the call number. It's not including the cutter and the publication date. If you wanted to include that, you would have to go into the call number field here and actually type it in. Manually, and click Go. And then that would get you right to that record. And the way to close the shelf list is to click on the Split Editor button, which is right here, and that will get you right back to the bib record. And so in the next part, I'm going to talk a bit about the 090 field, which is our locally created call number. And so when we're cataloging, we want to make sure that the call number is accurate and it doesn't conflict with any of our existing call numbers. And so one way to do that is to browse the shelf list, and you can get there from the Alma main menu and click on Browse Shelf Listing. This also puts you in the MD editor, but you're able to search by LC classification number. And so you can enter that into the box here, and you can enter this either by just having a no space between the first and second rows, or the second and third row. And in this example, you have a space before the third row and the fourth row. You can do it that way. And that pulls up the record here. Alright, and these are the call number formats that are going to work, so you can do like we just did and not have a space in between the first and second row, and just have a space between the fourth and fifth row, or you can have a space after the first row and a space after the third row and a space after the fourth row, or you can have a space between the second and third row here where the decimal point is. So any of these options right here would actually work. One thing that's good about using the browse shelf listing is that you can search and include the cutter and the publication date, as you see here. And if you want to pull up the record, all you have to do is click on the description link, and that opens up the bib record, and click the plus sign in front of the Mark 21 bibliographic folder, and then select the record, and now you can work with it. Alright, the way to search for call numbers in Primo is to click the Browse Search link at the top of the page and change your search filter to by Library of Congress call numbers. And you can enter the call number several different ways. Any of the formats that we use to search by call number in ALMA will work. So you can either put a space in between the PN and the 1997, or you could take that out. It doesn't seem to matter. If it finds the call number, it's going to display that record at the top of the page. And you can scroll through the shelf listing by clicking the next or previous links. All of the books here are ones that we own, so you're not searching the USG and pulling up items that are not held by Gordon. Everything in the list is going to be held by Gordon. It may be held by other institutions as well, but everything that it pulls up is going to be something that's in our collection. If you have a call number that has volume or copy information, you can also enter that and search, and it will pull up that call number. So the nice thing about searching by call number in Primo is that you can include the copy information, the volume information, and the cutter and the publication date, and it will pull up the record. But again, it's only searching for items that we hold here at Gordon. The other thing to be aware of is it's not searching on the locally created call number in the 090 field. So if you put in a call number like this, that's a locally created call number, it's not going to find this particular record. You would have to know the LC assigned call number. So if you pull this record up and look at the technical display, this is the 090 field here. It's not searching that field, it's only searching the 050 field. The other interesting thing you can do in Primo is do virtual browse. And so you can scroll through the records we have, and it's pulling up the items that are in Guillebeau and Hightower. Okay, so for example, Voices of Experience here is something that's at Guillebeau, and Directors and Directions is something that's at Hightower. So it's actually pulling the books up from both libraries and then just displaying them all together as if they were all on the shelf together. And if you want to get back to the call number browse list, you click the button here below that says call number browse list, and that puts you back on the screen that we were at before. From the home page here, there's two ways that you can get to browse search. You can either click up here and get to browse search, or you can click browse search here on the blue bar, and that also gets you to the browse search page. So either of those two places will get you there. The other way that you could search by call numbers, and I don't know how particularly useful this would be, but if you go to Galileo and click on Advanced Search, you can actually enter the call number in the search box and pull up the record. So we're going to search for the James Dean book. Now you have to actually go and if you want the physical title, you have to click or put a check mark where it says books. But you will see that it gives you the location and pulls up the record, gives you the call number, and even tells you the item is in place and gives you a link to GillFind. And that links you directly to the item. So that is another option. And this is the detailed record in Galileo. And it also displays the local notes field, which is interesting. So you can see that here as well. And the call number is displayed on the bottom here as well as on the side. And it tells you that the item is in place on the left-hand side of the page and also over here on the right-hand side of the page. Clicking C in GillFind just takes you back to the record in GillFind. So that's another way to get back to to GillFind. The last thing I want to mention is if you're trying to find something that is a government document and you're searching by the SUDOC call number, you're not going to find anything obviously because we don't have, we're not a government depository. So you'd have to do the search in a library that was a government depository, and basically just like you did Library of Congress call numbers, you'd select SUDOC call number instead. And you'd have to know what the SUDOC number was and enter that in. And then you'd be able to pull up the document. And it would tell you where it was being held and what the call number was.